Hello everybody, my name is Joshua Ramirez. I'm currently a student and recently becoming an e-commerce entrepreneur. Today I want to think about sitting because you might find a horrifying truth. Just as we're all settling in front of the TV to watch the next football, basketball, or baseball game, or anything at all, two new studies about sitting have spoiled our viewing pleasure. Research published in two separate medical journals adds to growing scientific concern that the more time someone spends sitting, especially in front of the television, the shorter their life expectancy might be. To reach that conclusion, the author of one of the medical studies issued an October issue of the British Journal of Sports Medicine turns to the data from the health of habits of almost 12,000 Australian adults, along with the questions about the general health, diseases, exercise, smoking, diet, and so on. The survey asks how many hours per day on the previous week they have spent sitting in front of the television. Well, let's hear what is this all about. Watching television is not, of course, in itself dangerous, but television viewing time is useful and a marker of how much someone is engaging in so-called sedentary behavior. People can answer a question like, how much time did you spend watching TV yesterday? Much better than a question like, how much time did you spend sitting yesterday? Says Dr. J. Leonard Berman, senior researcher of the University of Queensland, who led the new study. People, as it turns out, watches a lot of television. According to a survey data in 2008, it collected data viewing results from adults sums up to be 9.8 billion hours of television. For me, that is a lot of hours. Every single hour that someone spends watching television after the age of 25 reduces life expectancy for about 21.8 minutes. By comparison, smoking a single cigarette cuts life expectancy by 11 minutes. The author says that at the end, an average of 6 hours per day watching TV over the course of a lifetime expects to live 4.8 years fewer than a person who does not watch TV. Those results hold true because the author points out, even for the people who exercise regularly, it appears, Dr. Berman says, that a person who does a lot of exercise but watches 6 hours of TV every night might have similar mortality rates as someone who does not exercise and watches TV 6 hours a day or not. These rather unsettling results cohere to one of a new study of sitting published in the Journal of Diabetology. Its author reviewed data from 18 studies involving 700,000 plus people. Many of the studies measuring full day sitting, covering not only the time spent sitting in front of the TV, but also the time spent on a chair at work. Together, those hours consume a majority of a person's lifespan to an average of 50 to 70% of their sitting time. The author reports Many of us in the modern society have a job that involves sitting at a computer all day, says Dr. Emma Wilmot, a researcher from University of Leicester in England, who led the new study. We might convince ourselves that we are not at risk because we manage to do the recommended 30 minutes of exercise daily. But she says that we are all at risk if we are still sitting down all day. In conclusion, thankfully, there is a way to combat excessive sitting. Cut some TV time. The evidence that indicates that 4 hours per day it is still in the risky category. Dr. Wilmot says that while less than 2 hours per day it is in the lower risk category, I recommend you to be more active, do more stuff, spend more time outside, and think throughout your day if you're getting enough exercise. So I want to encourage you that if you exercise 30 minutes a day, take time to reflect on your daily activity for the remaining 23.5 hours of the day and try to be more active and sit less. Thank you, everybody, and have an amazing life.